Hello, hello and welcome in everyone. Welcome to my YouTube channel, Skies and Flora. My name is Shaka and welcome in. So, as you'll see from the title, this is our midweek pick a card reading, and the question this week is, what does this next chapter have in store? So I'm going to do a slightly different reading. I'm going to use a signifier card, which will be the World card, and we will look at a little bit what's gone on before and then what's to come in this next chapter. So in the tarot, the World card is a completion, a finalization, a kind of culmination in which we reach, basically something comes to its fullest fruition, and marks the end of a chapter and denotes the start of a new chapter. Can obviously mean literally travel and things like that. There's other meanings to the World card, but we'll be using it in that essence today. So we'll be looking at before and then after. So just looking at some of the themes that maybe has been coming up in the past, kind of karmic themes or specific life lessons, what we can be looking forward to, and what might we expect for the next chapter, and what might be being asked of us in terms of fulfilling our highest good and our highest purpose. So as always, I have three piles, three decks, pile number 1, pile number 2 and pile number 3. Pile number 1, pile number 2, pile number 3. And so I just ask, obviously, just to drop into your heart, take a moment. Should feel quite instant, and then just choosing whichever pile you feel drawn to. I always do recommend also to potentially look at the other readings as well. I'll always note if there's repeat cards or repeat themes that come through, and sometimes it's recommended, there might be multiple messages coming from different angles in all of the decks as well. And today also I'll be using Wisdom of the Oracle and the Sacred Traveller Oracle decks as well. So without further ado, let's get into it. Okay, so welcome in pile number 1. So what I would like to get, so we've got the signifier card here, and I just want to get one Wisdom of the Oracle from your past, and then we'll get a Sacred Traveller for the future. Where are we going to? Yeah, so let's have a look. So pile number 1, please. What have been the past lessons, please, Spirit? 1, 2, 3. Coming out of your comfort zone. Okay, that has been your lesson. And that feels like something that you've completed. Yeah, that's what you've been working on that. Okay, so pile number 1, where are we heading to? Please. 1, 2, 3. Uncovering treasure. Beneath the surface lies great bounty. This is really beautiful. This is really, really beautiful. This hasn't been an easy task. So this uncovering treasure is really about finding treasure in the unexpected places, or the places where you are least likely to look. And you usually hidden, in here in this deck, in the Sacred Traveller, you can see, if you can see, I'm not sure if you can see, but if you know this deck, it's a dragon. The dragon is hiding the treasure, and as we know, this is a really big analogy in mythology. The dragon is hiding the treasure. We have to overcome the dragon almost in order to find that treasure, and that's a metaphor for our greatest fears. We have to have courage. It's always the courageous warrior who goes and slays the dragon or confronts the dragon in order to get the prize. And it feels like that's what you've had to do. You've had to really be really come out of your comfort zone. And and for me, courage is that's what courage is. It's facing your fears. but you did that. Yeah? So you've been facing your fears, and it feels like the treasure, the bounty, the reward for that is on its way. Okay, I'm going to get 3 cards here, 3 cards here. Okay, so what were we learning? What were we learning about coming out of our comfort zone, please, Spirit? So, card number 1. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. All right. I don't read reversals. You know, and when 3 cards come out reverse, you know, we could say that there's been a, you know, this is where we've been out of balance. Yeah. So, what's our treasure, please? Please, Spirit. 1, 2, and 3. Lovely. Temperance. 4 of Swords. Beautiful. 2 of Swords. Okay. All right. So just thinking about, all right, where do I go next? Okay. So this is really nice. This feels like the soft life or the good life. Yeah. So here we've got the Hanged Man, the 7 of Wands, and the Ace of Pentacles. So with the Hanged Man here, it feels like you were in a situation that, well, you wouldn't have chosen to be in, but I feel like it would have taken you a lot to leave this situation. And with the Hanged Man here, it feels like something quite stagnant, left you a bit stuck. I feel like you learned a lot. So obviously the Hanged Man, you know, he's upside down getting enlightened. So I feel like you would have learned a lot from this situation. You would have gathered a lot from this situation. But ultimately, it left you feeling stuck and not very liberated. And I feel like in order for you to get up and leave, I think it's taken you a hell of a lot. You've got the 7 of Wands and then the Ace of Pentacles. I think there was a level of comfort here. But with the Hanged Man here, it feels like a level of comfort that comes with familiarity. So, particularly with Come to the Edge is about, you know, coming outside into a place of expansion, yeah? And like usually, you know, we stay in a comfort zone and that's not necessarily, you know, like that may feel comforting, but it's not a good thing. And that's kind of what this feels like here, which is like, there's a kind of level of stagnancy and comfortableness and almost, I want to say, disassociation that comes with staying in a situation that is familiar, but it doesn't challenge you. It's not good for you. It doesn't leaves you not feeling very motivated, and it feels like that's what you had to do. It sort of took you a lot actually to kind of get yourself out of this situation. But you learn a lot from it. And this is your reward. This is where we're going. Temperance, greater balance. Like you see, all of these were upside down, even though I don't read reversals. Really says that that's really like something's very much out of balance. Then you've got the Temperance, which is, if this is about balance and rest. Both of these, gentle cards. Yeah? So it feels like the hard slog is over. Yeah? The hard slog is done. I feel like the hard slog was leaving this situation, whatever it was. Could be a relationship, could be a job, could be something else. Could be a house, a home, whatever. A situation that, like I said, relatively comfortable, but also stagnant. Yeah? And then here you've got, this is your reward, balance, ease. This feels like a slower life. So if this was a job that was like really stressful, but, you know, like wasn't really going anywhere, but, you know, maybe it paid well, or, you know what I mean? And then it's like, oh, it's hard to leave. You know, you really stepped out of your comfort zone to leave it. And now you're being rewarded with something a lot more like, feels a lot slower. Yeah, a lot easier. There's a lot more space for rest, for healing. Two of Swords. This is a little bit of concern here for you, I believe, about where now. Where now? What's my drive now? You know, sometimes when we're in these situations, we can get addicted to feeling like strung out, basically. And that kind of what this feels like here. So just let me clarify this Two of Swords. Where to? Can we alleviate some of this? Where to, please? Where to? Four of Pentacles. Yeah, so again, this is about stability of a different kind. So maybe you're a bit worried that this, like, the kind of feeling ease and feeling comfort here will lead you into the same place, which is here, which is kind of somewhere where you don't really want to be, but you end up really comfortable. So if this is like in the area of a job, and you're sort of worried, oh, I might get, addicted to the money, and then I'm not going to want to leave. I think there's just a little bit of fear around this. But with this Temperance and this Four of Swords, and also this, this is about these kinds of treasures where you've got time for yourself, where you've got time for the people that you love, when you've got time to pursue things that are meaningful to you. This is really, really valuable. Yeah. So it's a different kind of comfort. I think it's what you're learning. This was a comfort of one sort, but there was a price to be paid. This is a comfort of a different sort. And there isn't a price to be paid here. And I think this is what you're going to learn. That's the treasure that you're uncovering now. Anything else? No, I think that's it. I think you've done the big thing, yeah, the big leap of faith into something new. And really, this is going to be massively fruitful for you, but maybe there's a little bit of worry that you're going to end up in the same place. And the cards here are saying, don't worry about that. Actually, part of what your treasure is to enjoy this and enjoy the comfort, yeah, enjoy the ease. Okay. So I hope that makes sense, and I hope that was helpful. And again, thank you so much for watching. If you like what I'm putting down, please do like, share and subscribe, and I will see you again next time. Thank you. Hello and welcome in, pile number 2. So I'm going to get you a Wisdom of the Oracle. So this is the lesson that we've been learning, yeah, the lesson that we've been working with in the previous chapter. So one, 2, 3. Poised. Being ready. Staying ready. Getting ready. Striking a pose. All right, and where are we heading to? What's the next chapter? Where are we going, please? 1, 2. What are we getting ready for? Valiant courage. Take action with passion. Okay, so you've got a big something on your hands. And this previous chapter has been preparing you actually for another challenge, yeah? For the next big thing. And let's see what that is. So what have we been doing to prepare here? What's been the preparation, please, Spirit, for pile number 2, whoever's watching? 1, 2. I'll take it because I've seen it. 2, 3. Interesting. Hanged Man. So the Hanged Man came out in pile number 1 in the same place, and 7 of Cups. Okay, so you got the King of Cups, Hanged Man, 7 of Cups. What's the next challenge? This really feels like you've got a bit of an adventure, a next big thing to almost like you've been preparing really for a bigger fight almost, yeah, or a bigger challenge. Let me see. 1. I'll take it. 2, 3. Yeah. Well, you've got pages here. So this is, you really are starting, this is a start of something very new. And you're really shaking it up with that tower there, yeah? And that's what you're being prepared for. Let's see. So poised. To be ready. This feels like very much... This feels very, very spiritual. In the essence that this is about really managing discomfort in the body. So this feels like, so if you're familiar with like aesthetic practices, but also practices where, you know, because I'm seeing the Hanged Man here, it's slightly differently to how I read it in the first part, but this is like basically in a place of discomfort, essentially. King of Cups, about, you know, the King of Cups is about value. You know, this is courageous because this is in the area of the heart. Courage is always in the area of the heart. It's always the ability to live from the heart space. That takes great amount of courage. And so this is what we've been learning. This discomfort with being in the heart place, feeling very lost in our emotions, not feeling very comfortable with our emotions, not feeling like we know our emotions, not we're feeling like, so this feels like very like connecting back into the body. So, you know, I say aesthetic practices, and actually I correct myself, because it's not about denying the body. Actually, this is about becoming more aware, actually. And so when I talk about that discomfort, I mean it in the sense that the goal is the same, which is that there's a higher goal, essentially, that we're suffering some discomfort to attain a higher level of knowledge about oneself and about the world. And I feel like that's what you've been battling through. That's what you have been working with. And always this is in the area of relationships. So this could be romantic and love relationships, but obviously family, friendships, associates, so also in other areas. So this is definitely in the area of relationships. Whenever we see cups, it's always about emotions, and that they're predominantly relational, yeah? If not, I wouldn't say almost all boils down to relationships. So this is you learning how to really connect with your heart, connect with yourself, and not to feel overwhelmed by that, and stay in the discomfort of that overwhelm, in order to actually start to filter through and start to see who you really are and how you really feel. This was your preparation for what's to come next, yeah? And the next thing feels like, you know, this is where we start to put it into action, yeah? So this level has just been about the self-knowledge. This is about the self-work. And this is where it comes out into the world. This is where it starts to make a change. This is where your life starts to look different. This is when things start to have to reflect back to you what this has been, what this work has been, the work that has been taking place here. And you've got the Page of Swords, the Tower, and the Page of Wands. You know, I feel like this is just saying go steady, yeah? Because the Page of Wands is just rushing in there. You know, she's got that new sword, she's got that new knowledge, and she's like, right, okay, I've got it, I'm going for it. Like the valiant, like this is valiant warrior on his horse, like courageous, taking action with passion. You know, I've learned this lesson now, I'm ready, I'm going out there. And then we've got the Tower. I feel like this is necessary. Again, these things are always relational. We put something out, something comes back. We put something out, it comes back. And there's an exchange. And in that exchange, that's where we move our position. We're able to move our position because we're continually learning. We're continually putting something out, it's coming back. It's coming out, it's coming back. So I feel like this is just you just moving with like quite a lot of passion, actually. A lot's going to change. This is change, it's clearing away. For something, you know, this is clearing, you're really clearing your pathway. I feel like you really haven't got much truck here for anything that's sort of, you know, not aligned with what you've learned. And the Page of Wands just says this is an exciting new path. This is like, here it's like, you see things differently. You feel differently about things. You're gonna be excited about life again because you've cleared away all of the stuff that that covers that. But just know the pages are always on a journey. Yeah, the pages are on a journey, and this is a journey. Very much so. This feels like a new journey in a new direction. You're following your passion, yeah? Your heart. You're following your heart now. This is the lesson you've been learning. How do I get in touch with my desires, what I really deeply want? And that's what the Page of Wands is. It's like suddenly I can imagine, I can start to get creative. I can start to think about, like, you know, this is like the beginning of manifestation, the Page of Wands. The Page of Wands is the first idea. It's like, I wonder that might be, bam. And then next thing, there's a whole process to how we start to manifest, bring things into the manifest world. And you're learning that, yeah? Things have to clear away in order for that little seedling to emerge. And in order for that seedling to emerge, all right, things had to clear away for that seedling to emerge, but in order for even that to happen, this had to happen first, which is you had to really get in touch with yourself and do some healing. It doesn't necessarily feel like healing, it more feels like changing perspective with the Hanged Man there. But really about getting in touch with the heart, being comfortable with the emotions. So very exciting. Go forth and take that passion into the world, and I wish you all the very best with this very exciting fresh start, new beginnings, and yeah, I hope that resonates. And again, thank you so much for watching, and do like, share and subscribe if you like what I'm putting down, and I will see you again next time. Okay, welcome in pile number 3. Let's get your Wisdom of the Oracle card first. So what's been the lesson? What have we been working with? And then we'll look at what is the next chapter. So, pile number 3. What has been the lesson? 1, 2, 3. Fork in the road. Making a decision about which direction you go in. Being decisive. Okay, where are we going to, please? Pile number 3. 1, 2, 3. Desert passage. Right. Okay. So like this world here is like the portal. This is where you've got a fork in the road, got to make a decision about where to go. This is the portal, and then suddenly we're in a different world, on a different path, and you've got to trust that there's a divine plan. So you see here, it's like, it's quite closed, you can't quite see, and then it opens out. And I feel like that's why these decisions, that's why these decisions are difficult. Well, these decisions are always difficult. We don't know what the future holds. We don't know where the paths will take us. And obviously we've got the tarot, these tools, but they can't tell us what to do. The cards can't tell us what to do. They can tell us what are likely outcomes. They can't tell us what to do. Ultimately, that's our choice. And we have to make those choices based on what we know at the time about our situation, yeah? And trust our feelings, our instincts, should I say, on that. That's easier said than done, as always. Fork in the road. So, what has been the decision that we've had to make here? 1, 2, 3. Queen of Pentacles. Empress. Wow. 4 of Swords. Okay, and then trust there's a divine plan. So what is the divine plan then, please, Spirit? For pile number 3. 1. 2. I saw the Ace of Cups there, and I saw the Page of Cups there. Beautiful. Okay, and 3. Let's see if it wants to come back out. 8 of Cups, Chariot. 2 of Pentacles. King of Cups at the bottom. Okay, this is definitely around... So what I'm feeling straight away is that there's been a choice that felt like it was a choice between your heart and money. So it feels like you feel like there's been... Because the Queen of Pentacles is like comfortable, you know, like an abundant. The Empress, also abundant. I always say my Queen of Pentacles is my minor arcana of the Empress. So that's like the universe. I said what I said, like the ultimate like Earth Mother. So this feels like whether it's the sort of choice whether to either if you're like starting a family, whether or not to start a family, or do I follow my career? So those kinds of choices. Do I, you know, if you've got a child that's a little bit older and you're thinking, oh look, things have just suddenly got easier. You know, now should I have another child? Basically, is now the time to have that, or actually should I enjoy, you know, the ease? It definitely feels around the area of family and work and ease. Like, what should I choose? Should I choose a bit of an easier life? Should I choose to pursue more money? Should I choose to invest more in my family? Should I spend more? You know, this is what it feels like. Yeah, has been the tug of war that has been taking place personally. Where do I put my energies? What should I focus on more? My career, my family, or rest? Yeah, that's where the fork is. Like, should I go this way, that way, this way? Which one? Yeah? World. Where are we looking towards? Well, first of all, trusting that there's a divine plan. So that means you can't really get this decision wrong, really. Yeah? There is, because either way, you'll be divinely guided. Yeah? With the 8 of Cups here and the Chariot, that says a decision is made. And you're going to go for it, yeah? But something also has to be left behind here. So this is sort of saying that, you know, I know some of us would have us believe you can have everything, you can have it all. Well, here, this is definitely the message that you can't necessarily have it all, that something has to give, yeah? One of the things is going to have to give. You know, if it's another child, then, you know, it is going to be sleepless nights for a couple of years. It is going to be, you know, potentially, you know, going to change dynamics in your working pattern, your working life, etc., etc. Something's going to have to give here. So whatever the compromise is that says something's going to have to give, but ultimately, whatever you decide to put your chips behind is going to be a great success. Yeah? So you've got to go with that. And that Two of Pentacles just says, that kind of feels like this, the reason why you're finding it very hard to make this decision is because you're finding it very hard to know what thing is the thing that's going to benefit you most, and what is the thing that you can live without the most. Yeah? And essentially that's what you're weighing up here with the Two of Pentacles. But the Eight of Cups and the Chariot suggest movement. Divine Plan suggests movement. Moving towards the sun here in, in this Desert Passage card, our Sacred Traveler here is moving towards the sun, is moving towards the light. Here in the Eight of Cups, again, the sun is here, yeah? She's walking towards the sunshine and leaving behind this cup here. And I always say with the Eight of Cups, it does, there is I don't want to say a price, but you're leaving something behind. You're leaving something behind. And the Chariot, again, full throttle ahead, balancing. Do I do this? Do I do that? Shall I do, go this way, that way? And the Charioteer, and that's what, those are those questions. Should I, what, where, and so I feel like this new chapter for you is really about trusting whichever decision you decide to make, trusting that is divine, and either way it's going to be a success. But also understand that you're going to be moving towards something incredibly positive, but you'll also be leaving something behind. Something's got to give, yeah? And that's the inevitability of these kinds of decisions. All of these seem equally as important and valid. But once we make a decision, we have to, we have to trust that it's the right one. And that we are moving towards our sunshine. And I feel like that's what you're doing. And I think here, in terms of this decision, if it hasn't already been made, the one that feels like it's going to take you towards your sunshine. That's what it feels like here. The thing that's going to feel most expansive, bring you the most happiness, and the thing that's going to really light up your world the most. Feels like what you should move towards. But there are going to be other things that maybe have to take a back seat either way. Yeah, I think that's it for now. So I hope that resonates. I hope that makes sense. And again, thank you so much for watching. If you do like what I'm putting down, please do like, share and subscribe. And I will see you again next time.